Part 42, glass production was success, so clairvoyance's market open. This is the result Ming Yu wants. Killing chickens as an example will always deter some people. As for some of the eyes, he didn't mind letting Mo Yang's guard camp go to practice his skills. Ming Yu gave full marks to this operation. The only regret is that Song Qingfu's military advisor Song Lian escaped. Song Lian did not follow Song Qingfu at all, but stayed on the way. When Ming Yu sent someone to arrest him, but people are long gone. Ming Yu struggled for a while and then gave up, but as a scholar, he ran away. As the saying goes, it takes 10 years for a scholar to rebel, but what can he do now? There are still more things to follow. And he doesn't have much time and energy to care about such an unimportant person, so he just asked someone to draw a second portrait, issued a hunting order, and left Song Lian behind. The most important thing in the follow-up is to first report to the Emperor Father. At that time, the Emperor heard Ming Yu say that he was going to deal with the bandits, and even fired a fire, for fear of hurting this stupid son in case. No news came over these days, and I thought that the old 14 had changed his temper and forgot about it. Before he could relax, the news came that the old 14 had wiped out more than 2,000 of the most powerful bandits in Liangzhou overnight without a single soldier. Now the emperor didn't know whether to scold him for being daring or to praise him for being brave. Ming Yu's letter was to boast about himself. And he almost praised himself in the sky and the ground. It was so unimportant to call the old 14, and the emperor was half dead with anger. What ability does the old 14 have? And doesn't care about Sapo playing tricks. How could the emperor not understand him? Anyway, the emperor absolutely did not believe that the annihilation of the bandits was entirely by the power of this stupid son. From the battle report, it is not difficult to see that there are shadows of Xie Yishou and Wei Wuji. After thinking about it, the biggest possibility is probably the result of the border garrison and the Red Robe Army. It is estimated that people are unwilling to compete with a prince for merit, and this is the reason. Everything counts on the head of the old 14, right? This stinky boy owes so much favor. And he has to pay it back to his old father, and he can't chill the hearts of the heroes of the borderland because of the old 14. Then it can only be compensated a little in terms of military supplies, and it can't be clearly stated that there must be some other excuse. After all, the old 14th is still the prince of Liangzhou, so he has to take care of his younger son's face. Otherwise, old 14 would be difficult to do on the fief. And he would feel distressed as a father. I have to say that the emperor, the father, thought too much for his young son, but Xie Yishou and Wei Wuji somehow got the emperor's reward. Which was really confusing. Only Ming Yu smiled like a fox, which is why he pulled Xie Yishou and General Wei together. When this incident spreads to the capital, it will definitely cause a wave of topics. He is a foolish prince. How can he be able to annihilate more than 2,000 bandits with his own strength? If you say this, who will believe it in the capital? However, with the help of General Xie and General Wei, it would be trivial for him to destroy the bandits. In the end, the emperor was still relieved. After all, it was this stupid son who relieved his worries. If this wave of bandits is eliminated, the people of Liangzhou may be able to live a stable life for a few days. Along with the battle report, there are also a few green round things that look as round and lovely as jade and jasper. Look at what the old 14 said in the letter. This is a fruit called watermelon that he just experimentally planted. Just cut it with a knife and eat the red flesh inside. The younger son thinks of himself for all good things, and he does not waste himself hurting him. The emperor was very happy and personally tasted the watermelon sent by Ming Yu, and it was as crisp and refreshing as he said, sweet and refreshing. The so-called love house and thing. The emperor also liked this watermelon very much, and specially gave one to the prince, one to the favored concubines of the harem, and one to the important officials in the court. There are not many watermelons, and there are only noble concubines in the harem. When concubine Wei heard that it was brought back by the 14th prince, she was still thinking about the past, so she gambled and politely refused. Unexpectedly, when I said that I felt unwell, mine was robbed by my nemesis, concubine Jen, who said that, since my sister is unwell, I think I have a bad appetite. This watermelon sister has just tasted it, and it is cold. I am afraid that my sister will have a cold stomach. It's better for my sister to help my sister enjoy it. Concubine Wei was so angry that her stomach hurt, and she couldn't eat anymore. This watermelon is unheard of. It is actually the 14th prince. It should be that Prince Duan accidentally got the seeds of the western regions and planted it. But having said that, this watermelon is really sweet and delicious, and the aftertaste is endless. I wonder if Prince Duan will be able to pay more watermelons like this in the coming year. And these old officials can also be cheeky to ask the emperor for some. To the west of Xichang Gate, Tuoba Ren received the secret report and read it carefully. It was a little unbelievable. The power of Liangzhou bandits was not small, and they were killed by Prince Duan so easily? This is how he can believe. It can be said that there are the handwriting of the Red Robe Army and the garrison. Not too believable, due to the constant disturbance of their Shuishi country. These two armies have been stationed at Xichang Gate, and there is no sign of any adjustment. There is a big strangeness in this matter. They all know that the guards are the imperial guards in Beijing who followed Prince Duan, and their main responsibility is to protect the safety of Prince Duan. The guards' army was no more than 500 people at best. How did they annihilate the bandits with more than 2,000 people? Tuoba Ren turned around with his hands behind his back, his brows furrowed. Is this Prince Duan really as stupid as the legends say? Or are the guards really that powerful? No matter which guesses, he did not want to see. He came here with a mission in order to catch Prince Duan and use it to threaten the Emperor of Dayan. If Prince Duan had no last resort and the guards were brave and fearless, would their plan be implemented smoothly? Under the anxiety, Tuoba Ren coughed a few times, and when it warmed up in the spring, his illness was not as severe as in winter. And his body and bones also eased a lot. He came to Xichang Gate for a few months, but he had not found any breakthrough. Prince Duan was in Liangcheng, although it was not far from Xichang Gate. But if Xichang Gate was not broken, it would be difficult for them to invade Liangcheng. The terrain of Xichang Gate is dangerous and difficult to defend and difficult to attack. 5 years ago, he was lucky to be able to break through it in one fell swoop. It was also that time that left a lifetime of regrets. Today's Xichang Gate, Dayan Country's army is heavily guarding. And the Red Robe Army is waiting for the opportunity, and it is difficult to break through as it was 5 years ago. Seeing Prince Duan jumping under his nose, he accidentally did such a big thing, which made him even more troublesome. However, he made a military order in front of King Khan, and he must win Prince Duan. Now it seems that it is useless to just wait here, and he should take action. Perhaps it would be more reassuring to go to investigate the situation in person. Tuoba Ren made up his mind in his heart. All the dust settled. Ming Yu relaxed and could eat and drink well, and Qingping, who was serving him, was also very happy. Qingping, the weather is nice today, let's go out for a walk? Look at your rouge gouache or something, you should buy some more. What a woman should do is to dress up beautifully. Ming Yu stretched his waist and said. Qingping was annoyed, Your Highness. If you want to go out, just talk about it, why do you have to pull the slaves? Hey, don't you have to agree to this? Spring is infinitely good, but you can't live up to it. Qingping glared at him. She really didn't have a temper with him. Come on, let's talk about it first. You can only walk around the city, but you are not allowed to leave the city, and you have to bring a few more guards. This is what Commander Mo told me 1,000 times. Now the Yi people eyeing tigers, they move frequently on the border. If they enter the border unprepared, it will be dangerous outside the city. There are also bandits that cannot be ignored. Although Ming Yu killed Song Qingfu and created a deterrent to the bandits in Liangzhou, there is no guarantee that there will be no thieves jumping over the wall. In Liangcheng, at least it will be safer, so Mo Zhang instructed Qingping not to let the prince act alone. And if he must go out of the city, he must be notified, and he will arrange it. Originally, Mo Zhang was supposed to guard Ming Yu, but Ming Yu had not enough manpower. So, Mo Zhang couldn't take it out for the time being, so he could only let Qingping restrain Ming Yu from letting him go out of the city. Ming Yu didn't want to cause trouble to Mo Zhang and the others. It's not impossible to stay in the palace. Wouldn't it be okay to see him stay here in the winter? However, it is important to go out today. Ming Yu threw a candied fruit in his mouth, crossed Erlang's legs and teased, Qingping, you talk about Commander Mo all day long. Tell me, do you have any ideas? Qingping was stunned for a moment and then her face flushed with shame. The master is fine, but there is no door on his mouth. She stomped her feet and said angrily, My prince, don't talk nonsense. Who is the commander? How can you get involved with slaves and servants at will? It shouldn't be made a joke if it spreads out. It seems that Zhu Ting's instructions have not been transcribed, right? The slave will go to Master Zhou and talk to Master Zhou later. Okay, Master Zhou was the teacher sent by the emperor to Ming Yu. He came to Liangcheng with Ming Yu and lived in the palace. Among them, the supervisor taught Ming Yu to study every day. Hearing Master Zhou's name, Ming Yu's face changed, and he quickly begged for mercy, cough. Good Qingping, I'm just saying that it can't be true. Okay, I'll give you something to treat later. How about apologizing? Qingping hasn't calmed down yet, so she doesn't intend to deal with him. Ming Yu is also a cheapskate, it's good, it took a lot of effort to coax people. He ordered the chariots and horses to be ready, and because they were only going around the city, he specially ordered the light chariot to be simple. But no matter how simplified it is, the guard of the prince is indispensable. The most important thing for Ming Yu to go out today is to go to the craftsman's workshop. The craftsman's workshop is a place specially designed for craftsmen to manufacture and experiment. When he first came to Liangcheng, he was placed in his prince's palace. But the palace was too small to be used. Because there was good news from the craftsman's workshop, it was said that the glass business had made progress, so Ming Yu planned to go to see it today. After getting off the carriage, Huang Lao had already led people to wait at the door. Everyone's face was beaming. After seeing Ming Yu, Huang Lao gathered around and said happily, My prince, we have made it according to your method. The glass is clear, pure, and spotless. The villain has never seen such a magical thing. Ming Yu was also happy, waiting for so long. It was not a waste of his hard work. This glass is cheap to make, if you push it going out, the rare is the most expensive, and it will definitely lead a luxury trend. As long as it is well marketed and sought after by the world, is he still afraid of lack of money? As for marketing, who in the world is still skilled in him? With the endorsement of the emperor's father, it is difficult for this glass not to catch fire. My prince, please see. This is what you call a glass mirror. Huang Lao took a box and handed it to Ming Yu respectfully. The box is very luxuriously decorated. Ming Yu took it and opened it. And he saw a mirror wrapped in layers of silk brocade pattern. I have to say that the craftsman's craftsmanship is indeed extremely pure. At first glance, it is exquisite and luxurious. And it is very good. This is indeed made according to his ideas. Ming Yu grabbed it, so scared the craftsman beside him. You must know that this thing called a mirror cost them a lot of hard work. And this mirror is really ingenious and exquisite after it is made. It is clearer than the bronze mirror, bright and clean. The only disadvantage is that they cannot be bumped and easily broken. They are afraid of being broken, so they are carefully cared for. Ming Yu's casual action really made their hearts go to their throats. They were afraid that the mirror would be accidentally bumped by Ming Yu. But thinking about it, they are also worrying about it. The mirror was originally proposed by the prince and asked them to make it. Therefore, the prince thinks that the function of the mirror is most clearly understood. Ming Yu turned it over and over in his hand and looked at it carefully. He was also amazed in his heart, but what he marveled at was not the mirror itself, but the craftsmanship of the craftsman. This kind of carving is simple and elegant, and this craftsmanship alone can sell for a high price. This is why everyone's values are different. Now people are amazed at the incomparableness of mirrors, while Ming Yu is used to seeing mirrors, but appreciates the beauty of hand-carved carvings. Ming Yu watched for a while, pulled Qingping over, and handed the mirror to her. Look, if you like this mirror, I'll give it to you if you like it. If you have agreed to give something to someone as an apology. It doesn't count if you can't speak. In other words, if I can please Qingping, it will be better if I don't supervise my own learning in the future. The abacus in Ming Yu's heart cracked. Qingping took this fairy-like thing without any precautions, and was suddenly frightened, and didn't dare to move at all. She had just seen the magic of this mirror behind the prince, and the prince suddenly threw it to her, which caught her off guard. It's not just her. The people next to her are frightened by Ming Yu's actions. They all know that Ming Yu treats everyone in an approachable manner without any pretense. But he is so generous and adds such rare treasures. It was given to a maid, which made them unable to adapt to it. Their appearance made Ming Yu amused, and smiled at Qingping, who did not dare to move. Don't worry, as long as it is not bumped, it is not so easy to break. Qingping then recovered. My prince, this slave can't afford it. What is useful or not? Since it is given to you, you can take it. Even if it is broken, it will be fine. Then you can play with 8 or 10. Ming Yu is also grateful for Qingping's hard work over the years, waiting and caring, so he has always been generous to his own people. Qingping is the person who has followed him the longest and is the most trustworthy, not to mention. Qingping's words made Qingping be careful. His Royal Highness is already a prince. How can he be so unreliable? With such a precious thing, he can say 8 or 10 to play with her. Was this meant to scare her? Seeing Qingping's face turning pale with fright, Ming Yu smiled and said, "Why are you panicking? If you can make one of this stuff, you can make countless more in the future. It's nothing at all." Taking a deep breath, they all believed in the words of the prince. Huang Lao smiled and said, "What the prince said is that since we can make the first one, we can make more in the future." This mirror, it was all made by the prince and under the guidance of the prince. However, they have already mastered the technology. When they do more and become more proficient in the future, they will naturally be able to make more and better things. The so-called one thing makes all the difference. They can make other glass cups, glass bottles, glass plates and other good things in the future, which are not much better than crystal glass. Ming Yu nodded. That's right. Don't be afraid of failure, you must be bold and innovative, give full play to your research spirit, and make better and more useful things in the future. Ming Yu didn't want to put too much pressure on them, so he changed the subject and said, by the way, can you make clairvoyance with a glass mirror? Because of clairvoyance, General Wei didn't look for him less, and only hoped Ming Yu would think about him for him the way. Xie Yishou used the crystal glaze given by the emperor to find Ming Yu to help him make one. He looked really greedy, but he didn't have crystal glass, so he was greedy for Ming Yu's one own. Today he came to Ming Yu to borrow 2 days, and tomorrow he came to Ming Yu for half a month. Ming Yu was really impatient, and said something to tell him to wait, when he made a new one. Let him pay money to buy it back. Knowing that Ming Yu can still make clairvoyance, General Wei is overjoyed. Since he said that he can buy it with money, then it is true. He is willing to pay more money for the value of this thing. Now that it's all right, General Wei will come to ask Ming Yu every 3 or 5 minutes, when will clairvoyant be ready? His money has already been prepared, and he is waiting for Ming Yu to fulfill his promise. There is really no other way. Only to let the craftsmen make the glass as long as they are the first to make the clairvoyant, and send this General Wei first. Several months have passed now. And Ming Yu fled when he saw General Wei. If he had known that he would not be so rude, he would have said it in advance. Fortunately, now the glass is made. As long as it can be delivered to General Wei, without him bothering me, I can relax a lot. Huang Lao knew about Ming Yu's situation and knew Ming Yu's urgency. So he rushed to make the first batch of glass. Because I have done it before, I am more skilled, so I have caught up. He nodded and said, don't worry, my lord. The clairvoyance you ordered has already been prepared. Our people are running around, and we have done a few more. Sure enough, Mr. Huang understood his mind, and it was exactly what he wanted. Can use this to earn some extra money back. How could there be little demand for clairvoyance in the military? First go to pick up the order and come back, to get through the immediate difficulties. And when the caravan returns, the first batch of glass mirrors and goods from the western regions will be sent to the capital together. I only need to plan a marketing plan. And ask the Crown Prince Ming Yi to preside over the sales for him, he. When he has money, he will be able to flex his muscles. Now everything is ready, only the east wind is owed. I don't know when the caravan will come back. Will there be any mishaps along the way? No matter what happens, far water can't save near fire. Everything can only rely on them. After coming out of the craftsmanship, Ming Yu took Qingping to stroll around the market and bought a few useful things that he liked. I bought some rouge gouache for Qingping and then walked back to the palace. As soon as he entered the door, someone came to report that General Wei had been waiting in the hall for a long time. Ming Yu had a headache, knowing that General Wei must have come for clairvoyance again, but fortunately, he has brought clairvoyance back. Sure enough, when General Wei saw Ming Yu's face, his eyes glowed, Your Highness as well. I don't know if the clairvoyance that Your Highness said has eyebrows. The minister really can't wait anymore, because I can't eat, can't sleep at night, and can't bear the anxiety. Extremely. Ming Yu swayed to the main seat and sat down, waved his hand and said, General Wei doesn't have to do this. Since this prince has promised you, I will definitely fulfill my promise. You just need to talk about how many clairvoyances you want, right? As soon as Ming Yu said this, General Wei almost jumped up from his seat in shock. My prince? What does this mean? How many clairvoyants do you want? Could it be that there are more of these clairvoyants? If so, naturally the more the better. He rubbed his hands together and asked happily, My prince, do you mean how many clairvoyances do you have? I don't know how many. What conditions do you have? Hearing this, he meant to try and test, to see if his family was rich enough. How much to buy? Ming Yu crossed Erlang's legs and looked relaxed. It's not too much to say, but 8 or 10, I guess I can get it. As for the price, General Wei knows what I can calculate for you. It's a discounted price. If you were asked to take out 8 or 10 crystal glazes for clairvoyance, it is estimated that General Wei would not be able to use the entire family. 8, 10? General Wei took a deep breath. It's not that he thinks the price is expensive, he's just surprised by this figure. Okay, I want all of these. General Wei couldn't wait to speak. I was afraid that he would be taken away directly by someone else if he was one step late. Hearing that the big guys were all wrapped up, Ming Yu smiled very happily. General Wei can be said as a high-quality customer. After all, there are not many people who are happy these days. Ming Yu smiled and nodded. Okay. But it will take half a month before the goods are available. General Wei can pay half of the deposit first. And the remaining half can be settled when the goods are picked up. Several months have waited, and it's not less than half a month, so things are settled. It only takes half a month for clairvoyance to come in handy, which is great. After General Wei left, Ming Yu went into the study and sat down at the desk to write, and after a while, a note with still ink was released. After the ink was dried and sealed in an envelope, he summoned someone to deliver the letter to General Xie of the Red Robe Army. Xie Yishou received the letter. And when he saw the handwriting of Open Elegant and Five Claw, written by Ming Yu himself, he couldn't help sighing in his heart. After all, Ming Yu is a prince. And this word is not as good as that of a 3-year-old child. He is obviously such a smart person, but learning things from books seems to kill him. It's funny to think about it. But after reading the contents of the letter, he couldn't laugh. Just because it was written on the letter, General Xie, boss. I have clairvoyance here, not many, only 8 or 10. Please contact me if you need it. Xie Yishou was shocked. He had asked the craftsman to make one before, and he knew these things are very useful and can be regarded as a great weapon in the military. Ming Yu said that, is it possible to make it in large quantities? Of course, the more such things are equipped with the army, the better. If the following generals can have one manpower, 8 or 10 are too few, but this opportunity is impossible for him to miss. Xie Yishou couldn't wait for someone to prepare a horse immediately, and set off to find Ming Yu. For such a big customer who took the initiative to come to give him money, Ming Yu has always been patient and gentle, giving people a feeling of spring breeze. Of course. Be gentle when it's time to be gentle, and be tougher when it's time to be ruthless. When it comes to the issue of money, he is absolutely relentless and never let go. This is a matter of people's livelihood. So, if you should start, you have to start. If you bite into the meat, you can still make people speechless. Even a master like Xie Yishou, who can't suffer any loss anywhere, can only suffer a dumb loss when he encounters Ming Yu. No way, who is Ming Yu holding the initiative? Ming Yu secretly poked it, and finally regained 10% under Xie Yishou. It was really not easy. Xie Yishou and General Wei's deposit was a lot. And finally he was able to sleep peacefully. It's a pity that these 20 clairvoyances are the limit of the craftsman's creation, otherwise they can make more money. It seems that there is still more to cultivate talents in this area. Well, it is best to have an assembly line.